perfectly packed, so I at the very least want to reach that pack. So let's see what else these decks have to offer. The Dimir manipulation looked very powerful, though I'm not certain how many cards they added to this to make it more powerful. Supreme Vol. So they had many of the starter cards, yeah. Tetsimok, Nezahal, but one opponent added a bunch of Search for Ascanthus and a treasure and a Scarab Bot. And yeah, they do have a treasure map just in the starter map. A starter map in the starter deck. Yeah, this deck looks pretty sweet. Though I assume Labyrinth Guardian is not the right way to go. You would prefer to just have like a third Moment of Craving. No, don't confirm. Almost crafted a Labyrinth Guardian. It would have been a disaster. Okay, I think I'll try this deck out and just try immediately improving it and then firing up the improved version. Wait, does that match my current quest? I think it does, right? Let's go to the main menu. Yeah, blue and black deck, so that is the perfect thing to be doing for our quest. So on the top end, overflowing inside seems a little bit ambitious when they already have Tetsimok and Nezahal, which both seem reasonable. No, I don't want to redeem, I want to throw it out for now. And maybe this Angler Drake and this Soul of the Rapids. Glyph Keeper seems nice. Air Elemental probably still makes the cut, even though it's not that great. Countervailing Wind seems like a nice addition. Probably better than Cancel. Vizier of the Many Faces might be decent, especially if our opponents have some nice cards to copy. I'm not sure. Like Pull from Tomorrow already seems like an improvement over Overflowing Insight, but not certain if that's good enough. But let's just put those in, and Entrancing Melody, like a nice control magic type effect, though the deck looks very instant speed oriented, so tapping out for that might leave us open to some punishment when they can use that turn to resolve something nice. The Chupacabra is already in the deck. Yeah, that synergizes well with our clone as well. And what multicolor cards do we have? The Consigned to Oblivion seems like a nice addition, though the backside of it is also a sorcery, so pretty clunky to resolve. But let's try it out as well. We don't currently have any Search for Ascanthus yet, I think. How many lands are in here? So I can check up here. 26 lands. That seems like a reasonable amount to have. How do I get out of here? Just click anywhere, but it doesn't work every time. Sure. If Near Dead Lands seems like a nice addition, and then maybe some cycling lands. And then maybe... Can I afford one Arch of Oraza? Oraska, I think. Yeah, probably can. Also, it's sweet, so why not? If we're playing Draw-Go, then I want a nice land that draws me some cards. Field of Ruin for the Mirror, where my opponent might actually have Search for Ascanthus, and then now we are at way too many lands. 30, yeah, so let's throw out some swamps and like an island. Maybe in a wait, no. Oh, I added some now, that's not what I wanted. There we go, 27 lands. Okay, Air Elemental, you're out of here. Please come back when I'm drafting. Please, no hard feelings. And summon also not that great. I would rather have a real removal spell. I mean, I did just put Oblivion into my deck, or Consigned to Oblivion. Yes. Which is a bounce spell, but I can't afford to have too many card disadvantageous interactions. I would rather have more cards that do trade 1-for-1. Do I have more counters available to me? Strategic playing as a sorcery is pretty sketchy. Spell pierce, no. Like another Urson Scatter or another Sensor would be nice. Or do I have to finally go crafting? Though I still don't have a mythic, so I can't even get myself the Scarab God, which is likely to just be my first craft, right? Likely to be everyone's first craft. Or use a rare craft on making myself a Search for a Scanter or something. Not sure. I guess just Vanquish the Weak should be fine. Okay, so because it is another instant speed answer, let's play with the Demure Manipulation. Still not sure what this progress bar thing here is. I guess we just emptied it out by getting ourselves the reward of the day. I guess maybe we have to fill it up to get the better reward, because we just opened up our win reward and it was a lot more than it previously was. We got the 225 or 275 or something gold and a rare instead of a common or uncommon. So maybe that was our reward. But once again, a little confusing that just things keep happening and we have no idea why. Okay, this looks like a keep, though. Second blue source is going to be crucial to our success. Timber Gorge, so I guess that indicates red-green dinosaurs when everyone is still playing starter decks or improved starter decks, which I assume is a good matchup. They're kind of slow out of the gates, and then their late game we can counter, and all the effects that punish small creatures don't really affect me at all, because I'm playing a bunch of spells in the early game and then playing a big creature in the late game. Yeah, Naga Vitalist. So we are indeed facing most likely a standard version of the dinosaur archetype. Now I have to decide between getting my second blue source onto the board so I can represent cancel, or killing their mana accelerant, which would also be nice for me, though I'm not certain what they can really punish me with in the 4-drop slot. Their 3-drops are pretty scary and their 5-drops are pretty scary, but the 4-drop slot is pretty empty. So I think I'm going to let them keep this Naga Vitalist and then try to either cancel their 5-drop when it comes down or deal with their Naga Vitalist then. We'll see. Most likely to just end up casting a 3-drop and attacking with this. Well, never mind, they cast a 4-drop, but it's not a particularly scary one. The triggered ability dealing 1 damage to all creatures does synergize with their enrage effects, but it doesn't affect my board negatively. And also the 1/3 body on the board is just very harmless. So they got themselves a 6-drop. And a pretty strong one. Though we will just try to counter or destroy that when the time comes. So if I tap out for a Moment of Craving now, I might get punished by another 4-drop, but once again I don't really see what 4-drops are going to do for me, and I want to keep this cancel for the Itali, so I'm going to do that now before they have any kind of protection open for it. Also, if their hand size gets too low, we might also be able to bounce their biggest creature and then discard it during our turn with the Oblivion. Okay, so that gets them a basic. That's some synergy, but once again, neither of these creatures are particularly threatening on the board. Though killing this Ranging Raptors with Moment of Craving would have been a nice little exchange that I missed out on by tapping out main phase. Though we might get the opportunity to do that at a later point if they play another harmless dinosaur that I can let resolve and deal another damage to this voluntarily. Yeah, like this one. Though I might end up killing the Needletooth Raptor instead. Yeah, this one can just resolve. I mean, they are getting more basics, but now I get the opportunity to kill this, and I don't really think I care too much about the Needletooth Raptor right now. Wait, what? Oh yeah, I have to let the trio resolve. Makes a lot of sense. And cycle this. I guess I now have all my blue available to me, and I'm flooding out slightly, so Essence Scatter seems like the perfect thing to have against their Itali. Though I could have also, well, I guess if I bounce something, they go down to 3 cards, or back up to 3 cards in hand, so that I can consign the Itali for sure. So I want them to cast one more expensive spell, and then after that I can Oblivion them. That seems great though. Maybe that's a change of plans. Because I could end up copying this and then bouncing it. No, I guess not. Because if I copy and bounce it, they just replay it, deal 1 damage to everything, so that they can shoot 5 damage with this, and that ends up dealing 6 damage to my Itali copy. Wait, I said end turn, right? I guess my opponent was just slow to go through all of the phases. So yeah, copying it seems like too risky of a plan. Just because my clone ends up being shut down by this interaction. So I will copy something great at some point, but not yet. I guess I do have dinosaur bombs in my deck. I can like search up Tetsimok or Nezahal with this Forerunner of the Empire by copying it with the Vizier, so that's pretty sweet. Still a little bit of mana away from casting Oblivion, then also holding open Essence Scatter, so yeah, I think I might actually just set up the Vizier of the Many Faces on Forerunner of the Empire interaction. Sure. I mean, it's a little bit wasteful on my clone, but the card that I'm searching for should be great for me. So why not? A braid, yes, thank you. I mean, I could have bounced it in response, but it seems much more favorable to me to just keep counter magic open or use my Tetsimok's ability. I mean, both of these are great, but it's probably more difficult for them to beat a Tetsimok than it is to beat a Nezahal, just because they have so many big creatures that killing them for value with a Tetsimok seems like a huge blowout. So I'm too low on mana though to deal with their entire board. Like theoretically I could just destroy this and play my Tetsimok, but yeah, I think Essence Scattering and buying myself some more time seems great. So that I can like... Wait, what? How do I use the ability? What? I guess just... Okay. That's a little scary because I didn't want to accidentally just cast it. And just pulling it over the battlefield is like a leap of faith, hoping that you don't accidentally end up casting it instead of activating the ability. Like if I was supposed to right click it and then it just auto casts it and there's nothing I can do about it anymore once it's on the stack, that would have been pretty unfortunate. But yeah, seems like both activating the ability and casting it requires me to just pull it to the front, like pull it over the battlefield. That's scary the first time you do it, but it ended up working out. Yeah, willing to take more damage here, though Hashep Oasis is slightly annoying to get even more damage in, though maybe I'll just stop that attack with Consign if they go all in on that. I have to decide at what point I want to stop being greedy, because I can also consign my Tetsimok after wiping their board. Though it's probably alright to take 5 damage here and then Tetsimok it up. And I don't really think there's anything they can top deck in their deck now that the Shepherd Dune, the Heshab Oasis is gone. I think their scariest card in the top deck war is like a 5/5 haste, and it doesn't really attack through my 6 toughness dinosaur. Okay, yeah, get out of here. That animation is pretty underwhelming, considering what a great animation like Merfolk Mistbinder gets. This legendary Elder Dinosaur should have much more impressive of an animation, I think. Speaking of legendary Elder Dinosaurs, it's a pretty decent draw. Okay, I think I'm willing to start racing now. Though I don't have enough cards to protect this Nizahal. But whenever my opponent casts a non-creature spell, I would draw the 3rd card as necessary to flicker it out. And even the aforementioned haste creature doesn't really do it. Victory! We are moving from silver planeswalker symbol to bronze planeswalker symbol. Also, nice, we got our booster pack and the random 1 common card. That was our 5 out of 5 reward, I guess. Act of Heroism. Amazing. So now still sitting at 800 gold, but I did get a booster pack. Now it's 5 out of 6 for my next common card. Yeah, the scaling on this seems very off. I guess they want to reward you for playing like a little bit every day and then want to kick you into the nuts whenever you keep grinding, like go outside, stop playing your game, here's a common card to make you feel miserable about yourself or something. I don't know. The incentive system behind that seems a little sketchy. Because why would you keep giving out common cards? Like, why don't you make this like 5 out of 10 and then give me a real reward, so that like instead of getting virtually nothing, I get actually nothing in between, but at least the reward that I'm working towards is worth it. And it makes me want to play those extra 10 games or whatever, get those extra 10 wins. I mean, this one has it that getting 5 wins and 10 wins in the week is worth it, but like, why make these daily rewards like a mockery? Because like a single common card, no one is excited about that. Not even the newest of the new players is going to be like, oh boy, I can win one more match to finally get that 1 common card I was looking for. Like, come on. That's just a joke. Don't do that. Okay, so we got one of our 2 required wins with the blue-black deck, which we will continue doing. But let's first open our pack. Wait, not store, packs. We got an Rivals of Ixalan pack. Let's do it. Is this always blue if it's a rare? Or can it still be something better? Let's see. I guess it's blue if it's a rare. Or something. I think the mythics have like a more orangey red glow around them. Which makes no sense with this gold symbol being a blue glow, but I guess that's also inspired by other games who have a similar glowing effect. I guess these also glow blue when you hover over them, but not nearly as strongly as the flipped over rare Blood Sun. Oh, that's modern playable and legacy playable. Gonna be a while before that becomes relevant. Let's blue-black it up again. The blue-black deck was sweet though, and copying the forerunner of the, what is it, Empire, was a pretty nice play. More rank 4s. Yeah, I think it just goes from rank 1 to rank 4. I don't understand the logic behind that, but like on the scale that we were moving on from, like, what was it, like silver planeswalker symbol to bronze star, that kept going up whenever we won. The symbol that was on the very right, this bronze thing, was the same symbol that my rank 4 opponent had, so I think I'm just moving up from rank 1 to rank 4, which would also make sense if I've never met rank 2 or rank 3 before. That rank 4 is just the next best thing, but I don't really see the logic behind it. Why would you call it 4 instead of 2 or 3? Are people going to feel greater about themselves if they go from 1 to 4? Who knows? A lot of strange things are happening. The graphics are definitely nice, and it does run a lot smoother whenever you don't have to constantly hold priority and like react to things, but I guess the same would be true for Magic Online. If people were just F6ing more aggressively, they just prefer not to F6 because they know how much information it gives away, and here you're kind of not forced, but like pushed into this as your default mode of operation. Like F6ing aggressively is just what the program does for you. Yeah, I think I'll let this resolve actually. I mean, I do have an Essence Getter, but I can first contest it with the Champion of Wits, and then if they follow up with more pirates and are unwilling to trade this, then I can potentially get a bunch of value out of this Golden Demise, though I need a second black source for that. It doesn't feel like the matchup for Ark of Oraska, Oraska. But at this point my mana situation, except for the double black, is already under control, so discarding blue sources and keeping the Ark seems pretty doable. So I would either discard double Island or Island and the Golden Demise, but Golden Demise seems like it has great amounts of upside, though Eternalizing Champion of Wits also has a great amount of upside, so what does the rest of the pirate deck look like? Also pretty aggressive, right? Our biggest fear is them having like Captivating Crew on turn 4. I guess all of the 4-drops are pretty scary for us, but at that point we have Essence Getter open once again, because they end up being 3 toughness creatures with insane effects. Like your attacking pirates get +2/+0 and take control of your creature, and none of them really die to like my Vanquish, my Moment, my Golden Demise. Okay, I'll discard the island, do the greedy play, though I could see letting go of any of the black cards. Especially because that allows me to get towards Ascent as well as Champion of Wits more quickly if I keep the extra island in hand. But this makes sure I have enough material to fight through my opponent's aggression. We'll see if that ends up backfiring. Best case, I just find a swamp and everything is great. Well, that also has 3 toughness. But yeah, now they're unwilling to make this attack in because they don't want to make this trade. Want to bank on the fact that their fleet captain is going to be growing until for each other attacking pirate. Okay, I think I can just try to kill this during their turn. That should be okay for me, because then I can make this trade. Let's see how that works. Also, it didn't keep open my blue, because it doesn't want to tap the effect land. So I have to pay attention to that, like if I want to bluff the fact that I have opt, I would have to manually tap the Ark, because the auto mana generation doesn't use my effect lands as we had previously figured out with the damage dealing magma spray. That's rude, though I did get the block in first, which is nice for my opponent to let me block first. So yeah, with the deserts, it didn't tap my mana with the deserts and kept open my pain land over over the basics, and here it doesn't use this mana at all, even if I'm very far away from Ascent and this doesn't have a second ability. I think I'm taking the 2 damage here, so I can potentially Essence Scatter or 4-drop, or use my treasure map. That both seems better than Moment of Craving right away, because it also opens up the Golden Demise Blowout, which I can now fix with the treasure map created treasures. Though I am taking a little bit of extra damage here. Should be fine. Yeah, that seems like a great thing to Golden Demise away. Let's bottom that. Can I have an upkeep stop? Come on. What? What the hell? We were still in my opponent's end step. I guess because I didn't have priority, like anything to do with my priority in my opponent's end step, it didn't give me priority, so I couldn't set a stop for my own turn, so I couldn't use it in my upkeep. That's pretty annoying. Because I wanted to set the stop, because I knew I was about to go into my turn, and then I wanted to use that priority. But because I didn't have a stop in my opponent's end of turn, I couldn't set a stop for my own upkeep, and then it just took priority from me, so things snowballed out of control from there. Though I guess I set this now, and then it should still be fine. I'm taking 4 more damage, but like I can count this treasure map up twice, and then I have the required double black for Golden Demise, and yeah, that wipes this board out. Though I'm taking 5 here. Feels bad, man. I mean, I didn't really lose out on a counter, but I would have likely scryed this cancel to the bottom, so that could have slightly improved my draw step. If there's like a black source on top of my deck now, I'll be pretty sad, because I could have drawn that last turn. Yeah, damage. Oh yeah, first strike damage resolved first, and then there was another damage priority. Still no idea what these white blobs are. I guess that makes sense. You need 3 turns to build up one clock, and then every 3rd turn you get an extra one, so that you're allowed to slow play, as we had figured out previously. So yeah, we are 2 out of 3 turns towards our next hourglass thingy. Yeah, that makes it. Wait, what? It auto-tapped my mana for this as well? What the hell? And there's the card that I wanted on top, where I would have drawn that instead of the cancel. My turn. Draw. Yeah. Wait, what? Oh, I'm still in my draw step, sure. This sets upkeep, untap, and draw stops. You can't have one but not the other. Okay. Should stop auto using my mana though, with terrible mana. Because I wanted to tap this arc, but like didn't let me do that. I also shouldn't have scryed at this point, but sure. Maybe this gives me the City's Blessing. No, I'm one permanent off of getting the City's Blessing. There's still a pretty nice blowout with the Golden Demise. So now I have all the counter mana in the world open. Can start drawing extra cards with the Treasure Cove. Can start drawing extra cards with the Arc at some point. Sure, resolve that. Combat. I think I'll even hold on to the treasures until my turn, so that I can potentially hit my 10th permanent. Yeah. No point in Moment of Craving this right away. Combat, attacks. Sure. Also no point in countering it when it just does die to Moment of Craving. Though I guess I want a main phase stop, so I don't let my opponent get this trigger. If you control, I guess it's an intervening if. So I could kill the other pirate in response, so it doesn't generate something. Dire Fleet Captain. Though I guess I do have to cash in my counters at some point. This 5-drop is still a little bit away. And I want to get counters out of my hand. Okay, and start drawing extra cards. Sure, negate attackers and turn whatever. Because now if I have a clean board I can start using the arc as well. Just drown my opponent in card advantage. This blue-black deck seems sweet. There's still a lot of room to optimize, but like blue-black control actually seems like a very viable archetype in the non-Kaladesh standard format, like the 4-block standard. Resolve this. This costs 5. But then I can't Reaver Ambush. But I guess I can fit Reaver Ambush into the next turn really easily. Sure. That would have been nice if I had the ability to cast it, but sure. Oh, it's Reaver Ambush now. I'm wasting my opportunity to like arc or something. But then I'm playing around some potential pump spell to get my opponent's creature out of 3 power range. If they make it stronger than 3 power, my removal spell would fizzle, so then I have to fight over that when I don't really want to. Okay, seems great. Block. Yep. And turn. Things seem to be under control. As they should be. This is much sweeter than battling against Ravenous Chupacabras with their Merfolk deck. Okay, yeah, opponent gave up. So we're well on our way towards rank 4. Guess we made it.